Hello again. So in this video, I want to kind of go back to my last about hand-me-down information and kind of leak it into this one. This one's going to be about schooling. When you think about it, it's kind of the same thing. Hand-me-down teachings, hand-me-down information, and what better place to do it in is in a school. I believe this is where they start to shape and mold you into the matrix more and more and more to get you away from the truth. They defer you from learning what's out there. They just do anything possible to keep you focused otherwise, in my opinion. I mean, it starts with kindergarten, they start molding you then. It goes to grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. You're in this little tiny box being taught with rules. Sit at your desk, okay, we'll give you, 10-15 minutes for a recess if you're good. Otherwise, you could stay in and, put your head down on your desk and not enjoy recess at all. So it kind of starts there too, in my opinion. It kind of starts there. Teaching you things about history when can we prove it? Because somebody put it in the books, in the history books, which is his story. I'll get into that another video about the demiurge of this matrix. It pertains to that, his story. But you see where I'm going with the school. Get up early, gotta have your breakfast, hurry up. Parents, get you on the school bus, or they drive you to school, or you walk to school, whatever it is. Not important. What is important is to get you there for 8 o'clock sharp, Got an appointment, you gotta be there. Sit down, take everybody's attendance, making sure nobody escaped, Didn't show up for school today, whoa, put an APB on them, Where did they go? Kind of sound familiar? And then, class after class after class, snooze fest, teaching you things that you're never going to probably use. And I'll get into more of that as I go. I don't want to put all teachings down because some people make a career out of it. They go to school from grade kindergarten to, college, university. So I don't want to totally diss everything. But in my opinion, when I was going to school, I just felt forced, force you to learn this, force the tests and geography and history, and it's like, and all the way up to, geometry and trigonometry. Who the hell is going to use that? Except for maybe, architects and stuff. But not everybody's an architect. Not everybody is. Not everybody's going to be the lawyer. Not everybody's going to be the judge. Not everybody's going to be the police officer. Not everybody's going to be the, fire department. Not everybody's. There are some that just want to be free. Did they teach anything like, how to survive in case of a hurricane? Or did they teach you how to grow your own food for emergencies? Or how to build shelters or stuff like that? In my opinion, it's the stuff they should have been teaching as well. How to survive. Because one never knows at any time that this could happen. So for me, the schooling is just the same as the programming. That, it's not debatable because it's a fact. It's programming. They're programming you to learn certain things to set you up for life. You notice in the Matrix, you have A to Z jobs, but not in survival, not in the Matrix. Those are the templates, if you will, of the Matrix that they teach you. As I mentioned before, the lawyer, the judges, the yada yada yada. So in my opinion, I never liked school. I always fought my way not to go because I just felt like it was a waste of time. I hated it. You know, I really didn't enjoy it at all. So you go to school 8 a.m. You're forced to stay there for 8 hours. 8 hours. In a square box. Like a cell. And then they jam this stuff in your brain, you know, okay, go home, here's your homework. And then guess what? You get home, and mom's always had supper ready, you know, so then you got that time. You got to eat your supper, however long that took. And then what? Straight back into schooling. You got to do your homework. Got to do your homework. I mean, who knows what would have happened if you went to school the next day and you didn't have your homework done, right? Parents would have your... Right. I know mine spent time with me, my mother in particular, teaching me, you know, trying to get me to learn, because I was kind of having difficulties from going from French into the English again. So I was, you know, a little bit difficult for me at the time. Now it's the opposite. Go figure. See, so not everything you learn stays in here. Not everything. The important things that mean something to you will stay there. So that's what I was saying about, you know, some people make a living out of this. They go to school, they go from kindergarten all the way up to, it's not a grade, but kindergarten all the way up to university and make a good career out of it. But as I mentioned, it's not for everybody. Wasn't for me. I took, in the trade school, I took many things. Oh, I loved them all. Like mechanics, auto body, welding, chefing, being a chef, stuff like that. So, and machinist. So I played many parts on this world stage. I played, you know, a machinist. I played a chef. Some construction. A little while for that, but not much. But my big focus was machining for a lot of years. A lot. And then I thought, you know, time for a change. So I got into the chefing world. Did that for a good 12 years or so. But I didn't really learn it in school. It was just a trade that they did for, you know, 3 months, and then, but it was me that went with what I felt was right for me. You know, they kind of guide you into what they want. And then it's up to you to decide yes or no. But it's my whole philosophy, excuse me, of this is kind of like a prison, if you will. They kind of mold you, shape you, teach you how to behave. No getting out of hand. You know, stuff like that. So, it's kind of the hand-me-down thing again. Second-hand information. But having said that, this is not for everybody, this game. As I mentioned, there's souls and there's non-souls here. And anybody that thinks otherwise, you know, it's a dangerous path to think that way. Because I'll give you another little golden nugget. If we're all souls here, and the state of the shape of the world right now, do you think souls would be doing that to souls? The killing, the this, the that, the beating up. You really think souls were put here to do that? Against each other? No. They were not. It was the soul's job, excuse me, to figure out what you're in, because we wanted to play this game. We wanted to come in. So we had to follow the rules. One of them was getting taught by the parents, getting taught by the schooling system, and hope that you found your way, because it's tough. It's tough. I mean, think about it. How would you ever possibly know you're in a dream state world in the Matrix? One of them. That's another whole story right there. I'm not going to get into that one. But just to say, I don't want to get too far off tangent here, because I want to focus on the schooling system. Another prison of the mind, so to speak. So I just thought I'd put that out there while I thought about it. I gave myself some bulletin points there to go by. And then I forgot to mention is that you're doing your schoolwork. So you come home, you ate supper. Now you got to hit to the school books. What is that? 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. Then it's bedtime. Your day's gone. From 8 a.m. to say 8 a.m. 8 p.m. excuse me. That's 12 hours. Gone. Vanished. And guess what? Time for bed. And guess what? You start all over the next day. It's in the same day. Don't make the mistake. There's 7 days a week, 365. Oh, it's another whole story there I'll get into. It's the same day because there's only now. Only ever now. Now. Focus on that. Not yesterday. It's dead and gone. You can't change a thing. Tomorrow don't exist. It's not promised to you. And why would you go that far ahead anyway? So there's only ever now. Remember that. Be safe.